We could intro all of them, and then I'll just keep the one we decide later.
I'm 100% down for that. Let's just improv it. Like, use our theater skills and, like, just start with each one and just improv it. And then whatever we...
Word.
All right.
Welcome back to the Melodious Men podcast. We are two melodious men. Price, let's do a melody. 1, 2, 3. La, la, la. That was a melody. Melodious.
From our mouth.
From our mouth.
Exactly.
Melodious mouthing men, melodious mouth.
Here we speak about metal from our mouths only, but you can
only
still see us.
Okay. Price, do you know where we are right now? But look behind us.
Gee,
This is where we are.
Oh my.
Wow,
This is beautiful.
Amazing.
Gee whiz, dude.
I mean, look at this. Look at these mountains right here.
Whoa, dude! I want to go camping on those mountains.
At this shopping center right here, the strip mall.
I could park my car up here.
Oh my gosh, that's my car right
Really?
there.
Oh my, bro!
Wow.
Get your car down,
oh
man.
my,
That's
because we're literally here.
Oh, well,
we are literally
Dang.
in
this
place. Price, do you know where this
I
is?
have no idea. Luke, tell me.
Price, this is beautiful Agora Hills, California.
Agora Hills, California.
Agora Hills,
like
California.
Gamora from Star Trek. Gamora
Shut up!
Hills?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Agora.
Agora Hills, California.
Perhaps Agora Hills,
This is
California.
beautiful.
These hills right here. Bryce, do you know what happened in Agora Hills?
I have no clue.
Do you know what's from here?
Hills.
Yes, but
okay.
other than that, one of the greatest bands of all time.
Oh.
One of the greatest bands that's ever existed.
Dude, I can't imagine who that could be.
It is
Oh.
the one,
Oh my. Who?
the only
You're making me quiver all over.
Linkin Park.
Oh!
Linkin Park came from
Agora Hills,
here.
California.
Agora Hills, California.
Place. That explains why they're so beautiful.
Beautiful place.
We don't hate on
Which made
California.
beautiful music.
Well, we sometimes
we hit on a little
We
bit.
a little bit.
A little bit.
But Agora Hills, California.
Agora Hills. This place is pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, I would live here.
Taxes. So no, I don't want to live here.
I would vacation here.
I would totally visit.
Like, sleep in... Well, go shopping here.
I'm going to turn the
here. And then go there.
Like, what if my house was... Yeah, what if this
Right
was
there.
my house?
That seems beautiful to me. I'm not going to lie.
That'd be pretty sick.
I would love it there.
All right.
Why did you... Why, it seems odd that you bring up Linkin Park, Luca. Why is that?
The reason I brought that up is because, Price, if you remember, we listened to
that's right.
every single piece of music they've ever released.
Yep.
Ever.
Drowned my brain.
It's all I listened to for an entire weekend.
Yep. It like I went on a trip and my entire trip I just listened to that and while I was freezing my balls off I just remembered just everything and it's frozen in my brain.
I sat here.
And I loved almost...
Literally, I was here while listening to it.
No. Well, I loved almost every minute of it. I do say almost. Foreshadowing.
Almost. Oh. But yeah, so we're doing a deep dive on Linkin Park today for our first episode, because that's kind of the main thing of our podcast. That's like the idea that started this whole thing, was artist deep dives.
And Linkin Park, to be fair, have been a part of our lives for a long time. Luke's a tad bit longer than mine, but nonetheless, popular, famous band, iconic, influential band for a reason. And so we figured first episode, pick a band that we both love, but also everybody else, except obviously for some people, love as well. I'd love to know why you don't at least like some of their songs, but
maybe
even if you don't like the band, I mean, I get it, but like, come on, there's like iconic songs, like songs that in a century into the future, assuming we're all still here, everybody will.
I just monster burped into my nose and it burned. It burned.
He's okay. Sorry. Apologies for my friend here.
I'm all right.
Anyway.
All right, but
Yeah, so today we're going through their entire discography, minus of course their live albums, because maybe we can do that with some bands.
That's just the same songs, but just like
it's just the same songs
quality.
live. Exactly.
You know.
So we're gonna be focusing on all of their studio albums and their EP
and
that one other thing from Transformers.
True, and the rarities from the first two albums. The B-sides, the rarities, the unreleased stuff that is now released.
Yeah, those are all on the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think.
And so we're gonna go through each album. We're gonna just discuss the album in general.
Exactly. We're going to give our thoughts on it. We're going to say, I mean, at least I'm going to say its impact on me, how the album, how I just think it is, where the band kind of stands with it. I will go up front and say I don't think this band has anything that's just total crap.
No, nothing like sucks.
They don't have, I mean, there's obviously stuff I definitely prefer. towards the latter era of their career. I don't hate it, but I just don't like it as much. But nothing the band put out I dislike. Of course, like they're all, especially Chester's so iconic. There's no like bad musicianship or anything. It's just like you have a band like Metallica that's super iconic, but then they have some albums that are like you're kind of questioning the musicianship or just what way they went with everything.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of those bands where it's not like that. It's just they're definitely up top on their game. But of course, there's definitely stuff that's better than others when it comes to every band. But nonetheless, we will still be going through everything. So whether you're a fan of the early stuff, fan of the later stuff, fan of it all, or not a fan at all, we hope you enjoy this. And maybe it will inspire you to go listen to some more Linkin Park, which is definitely the goal.
Hopefully. You definitely should. Definitely should.
Exactly.
Yeah, so yeah. Talk about the album in general. We're going to give our standout tracks for the album.
I definitely have standouts on each of them.
Everyone
has at least like 2 or 3 bands.
Yeah, every album has at least like 1 or 2 songs where you're like, that one was sick.
Exactly.
Like that one, I'm going to come back to that.
And I'm super pumped because we get to talk about their new album too.
Oh, yeah, which I didn't listen to until we did this.
He was a certified hater until...
I wasn't a hater.
Okay, he was a certified... He was cautious.
I had no desire to ever listen to it until we did this. So...
I actually did listen to it, but I hadn't listened to like anything else up until then. So I will say I am not like...
Yeah. Let's talk about that album when we get there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that when we get there.
We're already ranting about it.
Let's start with where it all began.
Exactly.
Not literally, but most people.
We're not going through their history.
So, next time we will remember to look up a band's history before we do the podcast.
Next time we will make sure we actually educate y'all.
I know a little bit of history. All I remember is Linkin Park started out in the late 90s, sometime in the late 90s. Literally here. We're literally in Agora Hills right now.
Exactly, yep.
Like, Linkin Park started somewhere back there.
Yeah,
in the late 90s, I think it was like 97 or something like that.
Sounds about right.
Without Chester, it's just Mike was the only vocalist, and they were more of like a pure rap rock band. And their first name was Hybrid Theory. That was their original name before Linkin Park. And then Chester joined, because Chester quit, or the band dismembered the band Grey Days. It was like a grunge band that he was in before Linkin Park. Yeah. That stopped, so he joined Linkin Park in like 99, I think, when it was still Hybrid Theory. Then they changed their name to Linkin Park.
I'm not even gonna lie, I thought Hybrid Theory came out in 99.
No, it came out in 2000, October 24th, 2000.
Alright, well.
But I was a huge Linkin Park fan. So Chester joined in 99, and then they changed their name to Linkin Park, and then they made Hybrid Theory. Actually, first they made a Hybrid Theory EP. But that was never released largely until Hybrid Theory, and that's what blew up. Which is the album we were talking about right now.
I will say a lot of the nu metal bands do have extremely iconic debut albums. Literally like at least the big 5, like all of them, like Korn, Slipknot, System of a Down, amazing debuts. But Hybrid Theory it definitely goes along with those as being like just one of the most like iconic debut albums like ever. Like good God, to be able to put out. I'd argue that this album probably has their most popular, at least there's definitely 3 songs on here which you could all argue to be like their most popular songs or most famous songs.
Yeah.
And their best songs too, to a point. Not my personal best, but just in general some of their best stuff ever. So quite amazing, and this album in general just influenced so many people. People try to sound like Linkin Park, and they can't, of course, exactly. Even new Linkin Park can't sound exactly like they did, but, this album is just very iconic and very popular and famous for a reason. And it came out on January 1st.
No, 2000. It did not.
Oh, it's what Spotify says.
Spotify's wrong.
Oh, all right.
What are you, is that, that's the bonus edition. It came out October 24th, 2000.
All right, never mind. I'm wrong. That's why he's here.
Exactly. Because I was a Linkin Park super fan for a long time. Still kind of am. Because Linkin Park's a band that got me into music and metal in general too. Because when I was a kid, I just kind of listened to top 40 type stuff. Yeah. Just pop, general.
Yep.
Just
Harvey.
what everyone listened to. And then I started getting in. No, I never listened to that. I'm a man, Price.
All right. Well, 1989 has some fingers on it. I'm sorry.
I'm pretending you didn't say that.
All right. Anyways,
But-
continue.
So then I started getting into like some rock and stuff,
Queen.
and it started with Linkin Park. So I remember my mom told me, because Numb played over the radio when we were on a road trip. My mom told me, like, this is a great album, you should listen to it. And then
Mother
I
kicking
listened-
off the metal career.
exactly,
That's
it's
iconic.
thanks to my mom that I listen to
Thank you, Miss
deathcore
Walters.
now.
Oh,
So thanks,
beautiful.
Mom.
Yeah, thank you, Luke's mom, for doing that too.
But so I listened to Numb. Probably a couple of weeks later, I remembered about it. Listened to Numb, loved it. Like I loved Numb so much. I started listening to some of the other songs. In the end, banger.
Yep.
And then I started listening to like songs like One Step Closer, which are a lot heavier.
Yep.
And have like some screaming.
Yep. And you really
At first, I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I don't not like it.
Exactly.
You know, I was
Hey,
still.
should I be listening to this? Maybe not. Maybe.
But my mom told me about this band, so it can't be that bad.
Exactly. Like, Dad told me Cannibal Corpse was a good band.
Yeah.
So, like, they can't be a bad band. Like,
What? Yeah, so I started listening to more and more of them, and then because of Linkin Park, because I started listening to literally every song they had, because I just loved Linkin Park so much, I started listening to similar bands. I started listening to, like, Breaking Benjamin and Seether
They're
and 3 Days
coming to-
Grace.
Ross Bank Center.
Dude, I know. I wish I had infinite money. I wish I had
Yeah,
infinite
me
money
too.
to go to every single concert
I
that's
know.
coming in town. So let's talk about my notes I took on Hybrid Theory.
Yes.
Goated.
Yep.
It's a goated album. It is.
Not gonna argue with that.
My opinion. It is definitely one of the best debut albums. I'm gonna
I'd say
say
top
I think it's
five.
the best.
Really?
I think it might be the best
Really?
debut album considering the legacy it still carries to this day.
Yeah. I mean, this
25
album
years
sells-
later,
this
and-
album sells consistently every week.
Every
Like,
week people
so
are.
many sales. Like,
I
pretty sure it's like-
listen to it a lot.
pretty sure I read somewhere it's like 4,000 plus sales a week, or more.
After 25 years.
Yeah, I know. Like this
Like-
album. So like, some albums are just like Metallica's Black Album is like one of those albums that's so popular still today and everything like that. And then this one is like another one of those. I know there's others, but like, there's just some albums that just sell so well over and over again. And this is not. I wouldn't say this is the greatest debut of all time, but it's definitely top 5.
Yeah, at least top 5.
Like, as if we're just talking about like a wide variety of just anything, like even in general in music, like Linkin Park is one of those bands, as you already said it, they're not just metal, they're a part of music in general.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the songs, everybody can recognize them, and they're so iconic to recognize, like, they're just so iconic.
Yeah, like we were just saying, like how many people have heard What I've Done? Like how many people, if you start playing What I've Done, they're gonna turn their head vocal.
Yeah, they'll even be like, oh,
You know.
I know that, even if
I
it's
know.
only from the meme.
Even
like,
they only know the
nonetheless.
meme, they're like, oh, it's
They only-
that song. I know that
Like,
song.
That's the song that Joe Biden's like smiling at, but like, still, I know the song.
But so I think Hybrid Theory is probably one of, if not the greatest debut albums, and I think
I
it's
would
one
agree
of
with
the best albums to ever be made.
Yep. I mean, this
Easily.
is as far as Linkin Park
Easily,
goes,
that's not
if
even
any-
a debate.
Yeah, if anybody's like not familiar with Linkin Park, this is about the best you're gonna get.
This is like
all of it's great, but like this is the
this is
pinnacle.
Linkin Park.
This
It's
is-
fun. I have like various like, so like when it comes to music, whether it's music I listen to or music I play, I'll like end up connecting a memory to it. So every time I hear that part or play that part, I'll like get
Yeah.
a vivid memory
Exactly.
again. Do you have that too?
I have that a
I
lot.
do that too. And for me, one of them is on the song Forgotten. I remember very vividly riding my bike in my neighborhood when I was like 14, like just listening to Hybrid Theory, just on repeat while riding my bike around the neighborhood. I just remember going down this one dead end road, and just like circling back and just jamming to Forgotten.
Beautiful.
You know, it's just such
Is that
a
your like
good
standout
song.
track?
That's one of. Do you want to talk about standouts now?
Yeah, heck yeah.
So at least for me, when I was thinking of my standouts, I tried not to pick the main songs from the album. Like I didn't put
Yeah.
Paper Cut or
Yeah. The hits, you might
yeah,
say.
One Step Closer, because like everyone knows those songs.
Yeah, exactly.
One Step Closer has 800 million plays. That's not enough to be a standout. In the End has 2.4 billion. That's not my standout.
Love the song.
Everyone knows
I
that song.
literally sang it the other day.
Yeah, you sang
But-
that the other day.
Not my standout song nonetheless, though.
So one of my standouts was By Myself, because I think that's the heaviest song.
I
on the
do
album.
actually. I was about to say I love By Myself. I love. It goes like I love the first half, but Runaway, By Myself, those two back to back. I love those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those songs are in drop B as well. Like it's like a good chunk of those songs are actually in drop B,
They're definitely a lot heavier. My
which is like pretty low for like 2000.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
exactly.
for like a mainstream band.
Yeah.
Like I get like I mean there are probably like early metalcore, death metal bands doing drop B. I mean Meshuggah was probably already in drop E or lower.
Yeah, most.
But like
100%.
for like a mainstream like rock band, drop B is low.
No, yeah,
So they just kind of, I think they swap between drop B and
Korn
C
was
sharp.
the same way. Like they would just like once they started getting more poppy. Like at first they were really heavy, and then they got a little more quote poppy, and then still like just using those extreme drop tunings. It's like it's just impressive.
Just low tuning. They usually play in standard though.
A lot of times, yeah, they do. But or like they'll like tune like down 1/2 step or something.
7-string standard though, yeah.
But, yeah.
7-string, which is crazy. Yeah. I mean, Blind was in A standard in 94,
Yep.
94, right? Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know, like 90, like I
didn't even know there were 7 strings.
They're like by
at that
far
time.
like Korn.
Until I read the book from their guitarist. I didn't know there were 7
like,
strings.
There were
at
other
that
bands
time.
doing it, but Korn basically like mainstreamed the 7-string. Like
Oh yeah, they made it big. Like,
but it's not about Korn.
This is not about Korn. We'll do them
Linkin
another
Park.
time. All right.
Korn another episode.
Linkin Park.
Yes, my standouts track. I know it's like it's a little bit. It is a very popular song for them, but a place for my head. Is that one. I just remember, as you said, like I would listen to that song a lot at school, especially going through some personal difficulties. I would just listen to that song a lot, and it's definitely like my personal favorite on here. I also
That's
really
a good favorite though.
Points of Authority. I love that.
Dude,
song.
that's one of mine because that riff,
Of course,
dude.
yeah.
Like it's just such as like a chunky, heavy riff, and it's chromatic too. It's just two different. It's the second and third fret. Like, it's like that's
sometimes the simplest stuff
metal.
can just be like.
But like also that's like a core riff right there.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Mainstream.
On, like one probably like.
Yeah, how many?
An album that has.
That song has 243 million plays.
Yeah.
And it's a core riff,
What's
essentially.
the least streamed one on here?
The least streamed one
Looks
is
like
probably
it's
Cure for the Itch, which makes
still,
sense.
Yeah.
Still 50 million
Still
plays
great song,
as the
but-
sleeper on the album.
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right?
So many albums. That's the big hit.
yeah,
You see 58 million, like, oh, that's the popular one.
yeah.
That was the hit single.
Hit song, but then here you're like
You're like only 58.
only 58.
Only 58.
Right? And even like.
Oh wait, no, High Voltage is 48.
Oh, okay.
Which High Voltage. I like High Voltage.
That needs more plays, bro. That song's
Honestly,
great.
it's a bop. It's a fun song. I like enjoying it.
I will say.
Especially the part where it goes rah blah blah blah. It's just fun.
You
This is
ready
that
for my
old
hot take of the album.
Okay, what's your
You're
hot
not
take?
gonna. So I love every song on this album. The only song that it's so popular and everybody loves it, and just like I don't hate the song. I just get like I don't not even close to
overplayed.
hating it. The only really overplayed song that I get kind of sick of is Crawling. I love the song.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's just it's
Crawling in my skin.
This is Luke's Chester impression. Well, it's just like I love the song, but it's just I do hear it. It's definitely
It's a meme.
I'm a little sick of it. And which I know you're like over in the end. Yeah, over in the end. But I still love the song. That's my only like hot
That's
take.
fair.
But it doesn't bring it down at all. I'm just if we're
For
sharing,
me, the only song that's kind of a sleeper for me is Cure for the Itch. Like that one, it's not that I don't like it. I just like all the other songs more.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like there's
Like if
bands
here's the thing: if I'm listening to the album, I've never skipped it. But if it shuffles in a playlist, I'm probably gonna skip it.
I mean like if I'm trying to like actually like listen to some like serious Linkin Park and on a playlist or whatever, and that song comes on, or like Crawling or whatever, like that for me, I'll probably skip it. But I love the song, and like if I ever heard it live or whatever, I'd be like singing it. But I just think it's not overrated. I've one that I've just heard a lot, and but obviously iconic stuff. That chorus. Like I know In the End is a super iconic chorus, but I mean I don't know, man. I think Crawling is just as like like that just like that's
I've seen people like quote Crawling's chorus more than in the End's chorus.
like that it's so iconic like as this whole album is. But like my only final thought on this album would just be like. As he said, like if you're trying to get into metal, if you're trying to like, or even like if you're like for you old people out there, this is a great thing to kind of like start with because it's like it's newer. if you've not listened to this. But it's great. Like if you're not sure about what kind of music you want to listen to, this has a lot of great stuff in here.
I mean, haven't heard about this. I think my deaf grandma has heard this song.
Yeah, exactly.
Has heard this album.
And
like,
I should mention,
everyone's
like,
heard it.
All the lyric content on here is great as usual. Like this band, of course, they're a metal band, so the lyrics aren't going to be about like. Of course, occasionally I'm sure we'll get a song that deals with some sort of like heartbreak or whatever, but like not in the way that Taylor Swift would go about doing it.
No, for me, like Linkin Park is one of the first bands where I like listened to them and I was like, dude, I felt that.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was like,
when I first heard the band, I loved like all their songs and everything, and then as you get older, I mean, I think that's the same thing with every band, but as you get older, you start to kind of really...
You start to experience more, you're like, wow, this
exactly,
song means
like,
more.
This
song hits different now that I've...
something to me again, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of music, is that you can often come back to it, and it'll hit you in a different way, possibly, than it did the first time.
Okay, so let's give this album a rating
10.
Before we move on. 10? Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Yep.
It's perfect.
I've heard it a ton, but...
so many times. Because we've already been rambling for like 25 minutes.
Exactly.
So we have so many more albums. True, we'll have less to say as we go on, but like...
Well, yeah, we definitely... when we get to some of the louder ones, I will not be gloating over them. Is gloating a word? Did I just make that up?
Gloating? That's not a word.
That
is definitely not a word. The new word, gloating.
Gloating, basically
gloating,
means like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, 10 out of 10. So, let's talk just real quickly about the hybrid theory, like, rarities and B-sides.
Yes, let me go to this right now.
So like, you can it's a lot more, like, grunge than metal. Because, it was, it was earlier, and also Chester was fresh out of a grunge band, so that also helps. Like, especially the songs that were just him, which I will say, there's some bops. Some of them are pretty good.
It's like, I like all the songs, and it is different. Like, it sounds like Linkin Park, but it also, like, doesn't. Like, you could tell it is Linkin Park.
It's almost like,
but it's like Linkin Park trying to do something different.
It's like Linkin Park's two styles split into two before they, like, meshed them for hybrid theory.
Exactly.
Because, like, there's, like, the grungy, like, more rock songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, like, the super hip-hop songs.
Exactly.
Where it's, like, which are fun. They're pretty fun. Like, a lot of, like, the
rap
stuff where it's just Mike going off and, like, 90s rap stuff. Like, that's just fun to listen to.
Linkin Park is a metal band. However, when they do have, we'll obviously talk about this more as we go along because they do this quite often. But when they have, like, total, like, hip-hoppy, like, rap-ish only songs.
We can't forget to talk about Mike. Mike's awesome.
I know, bro.
Mike
on
is
some of the later
so
albums,
amazing.
he actually gets to like use his voice
starts
more
to sing instead of just like
dang,
one thing. I don't know why.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's just like you realize like, dang, he's actually a really good singer. But I love it when they mash up and like do some sort of like hip hop thing. Like it's fun. And normally if a band like any other, I feel like any other new metal band, if they try to do that, Korn kind of has before.
Yeah.
And it's like interesting. But like if they do it, you're like.
I'm here for it.
You know, I'm all right with this.
Oh, Linkin Park is one of the few bands that completely changed their sound. And I was like, all right, okay, okay, I'm here for it.
As I said, because
I see what's going on.
They have the opportunity to like I know we keep comparing to these other new metal bands, but it's like if Slipknot tried to suddenly like
if Slipknot made a pop album, I would stop listening to them.
Yeah, well, like Slipknot has tried to do some like rap before, and it's not bad, but it's like if they tried to only go to do that, I'd be like, you need to go back to just screaming.
Yeah.
But like Linkin Park has so many opportunities. If they only wanted to do pop stuff, they could. Doesn't mean we'd like it.
It could. It wouldn't be my favorite, but I'd listen to every album when it came out.
Well, you didn't listen to the new one.
Well, it's not Chester, okay? So
I know.
We'll talk about my thoughts when we get there. But yes, quick with the. I know you almost fell off this little hill we're standing. We sit on. What green screen, Bryce? We're literally in Agora Hills right now.
The green hills. It's a code word.
The very green, the greenery around us. It's very green here.
Yeah. Like this green monster that I just found.
Exactly. We found that on the side of the road.
Gift from God. Exactly.
But
no, I don't, like, as I said, I don't really hate anything that they put out. I actually, like, I don't hate any of their songs, just sometimes, like, my favorite stuff that they do is their early stuff, and then I love some stuff off their later stuff, which I feel like that's most bands.
Yeah, so, like, with Linkin Park, the early stuff is, like, I love it exactly how it is.
Yep.
And then as you go on, instead of liking the whole album, you like half the album.
Exactly.
And then you like
you could have done
a few songs
better,
on the
I
album.
Still like it. That's with a lot of. That's with like not some, but like that's with a lot of bands.
So usually like there's like their heyday, perfect, and you're like.
Yeah, I mean you gotta also realize like this band, decades into their career, you're just happy at this point that they're putting out music and that it doesn't suck. So.
Yeah. So they're like, I could tell you're the same band, and that's all I can ask for.
Exactly.
I could tell you're the same band from 30 years ago. But anyway, so yeah, the rarities, my standouts is Carousel is a very, very sick song, and so is the song Blue.
I was about to say.
Blue's a banger. Blue goes crazy.
Carousel, I'd probably say is...
Carousel's my favorite.
I would say that's probably my favorite.
That was my favorite.
There's just, I don't know. It's like, it's not like, compared to everything else on my, if that had been thrown on...
You can tell it's early. You can just tell it's like this an early song.
Like, that would have been great.
Honestly, yeah, Carousel's the only song that I was like, this could have been on Hybrid Theory.
Exactly.
And I'd be okay with that.
But,
Blue, it's a different vibe.
As I said, I
Same
don't
with
dislike
So Far
the other
Away.
songs, but like...
They're bangers, different vibe.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I mean, honestly, it just...
Respect it for what it is.
Exactly. Do you what would you rate them? Like, everything, not just the bangers, just everything.
Just in general, I'd probably give it
That's
like...
maybe like a 5. Like, I think it's just it's okay.
Yeah,
it's like perfect.
It's like a 5 or 6.
Nothing bad, nothing like too crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a nice 5. Especially because like there's so many just like random instrumentals and
like it's
weird
but, like,
short mini songs. It's cool.
I probably couldn't do that great if I tried, so...
Fair enough. I wouldn't sound like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mostly because I make deathcore, but,
Mostly because... I mean...
I just play... Mostly because my music sounds a lot different. But, so yeah, let's give that... I think a 5 is good.
Overall, everything that they did with the whole Hybrid Theory era... is great.
It's great. It sounds like Linkin Park.
Yep.
Other than maybe like Blue and So Far Away. It was kind of just like, that's grunge.
Yep.
But now, let's remember what's next. Reanimation.
Yep. I actually listened to this on the way up here again.
I listened to Reanimation for the first time ever.
Oh, really?
I don't think I ever... I think I listened... I think a long time ago, when I first got into Linkin Park, I listened like the... Actually, I just saw it was all remixes and said, I'm good. Because, in my opinion, remixes aren't that cool. Because it's like, it's the same song, but they just changed it on me. So now it's just... I know the song, but now I don't know it. And that annoys me. Like, okay.
So yeah, that's the thing.
So Reanimation comes out in 2002.
Yeah, so
and
those years later.
2 years later, and it's just all the songs from Hybrid Theory remixed.
Yep.
And in general,
it's an hour and 13 minutes long, which is too long.
It took me a while to get through this one. This was in multiple takes to get through this one.
I'll let you.
Let me start off with this one. It's cool, I guess. Like it's all right. If you're not paying attention, it's background noise. It's just remixes.
It doesn't feel like an album, really. It just feels like some random thing that's just threw you.
It's just a collection of remixes, and to me, there's not really any replayability with it, because again, it's just remixes of songs that already exist.
I would rather just listen to the actual...
I'm not gonna, the only reason I would, buy a physical copy of that is just for collection purposes. I'm not listening to that.
It's like,
I'm not listening
we did not ask for or really want it, but, we got it, and...
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I mean, we have it, I guess.
Yeah,
it's there. One thing that did annoy me is, excuse me as I'm finding it on Spotify, but one thing that annoyed me is they would switch up the lyrics in some of the songs. So, I'd be singing along to, a song I know, and then the lyrics would be different, and now I'm just annoyed that it's not...
The obvious one for me is, in the end...
What I know.
I don't hate it, but it's just, you see, it's no one... It's not bad. It's just why? If I'm gonna listen to Linkin Park, why would I just choose to listen to this?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not gonna choose anything on this. It was kind of cool having the other rappers on it.
As I said,
a black guy voice in Linkin Park went crazy. I'll say that much.
It works. It's not like it's
a couple of songs that go pretty crazy.
But it's just this
all
is
right, especially near the end.
Songs,
okay, so they did. One Step Closer with Jonathan Davis.
Yeah, that's which one is
Only problem is Jonathan Davis, it's a 5.5 minute song. Jonathan Davis doesn't come until the last minute and a half. So you have to listen to 4 minutes of that song before you get to the cool part. And I'm not going to put that in a playlist to only care about the last minute and a half, not the first 4. And then the crawling they do with Aaron Lewis is the same thing. I mean, he's there, I guess. He doesn't really do anything in that one.
It's
he just
it's just weird too because
in the background.
Just in general, the way the songs are arranged and how they look, as far as titles, and just kind of as I said, it's not bad, but it's just this is I'm glad they kind of didn't try to do.
It's
this
cool
again.
because it's a product of that was the time and also the community because Linkin Park, especially at this time, was still heavily into like the rap culture, especially Mike being into all the rap and stuff, and that was a big thing he did back in the day. I guess you would remix songs, you remix with features and stuff. So like I get like I guess why this happened.
Yeah, it's just like we didn't.
And it's
really
probably like there's probably
it.
a lot of people they knew, like rappers they have known, but like no one really cares about it.
It's fun, but it just sometimes
cool,
they
I
change the
guess.
lyrics too. So then like when you like are like, oh okay, bet, and you try and sing it, then you have to like
sing along, and it's like
they're not like bad lyric changes, but like it's just like,
they just
why?
like swapped around lyrics.
Like
why
is this necessary? You know, like
yeah.
Like but like it's not bad, but it's like also a little bit bad to a point to where
it's not that good.
I
didn't really like it. I don't care about it.
And yeah, I will admit getting through this was rather challenging.
It was.
I felt like as I said, like, even if you would tone it down to like 30 minutes and like just made like some remixes of some of the songs, I think that would actually be better. But an hour and 13 minutes is way too long.
Although you do, what's cool though is you'll see right here this little 10-second instrumental. Steph only has 4,000 plays.
Yeah.
4,600 plays. Which, again, the top song I think is that 29 million, or no 40 million.
Points of
Points of Authority. That one's pretty cool, I guess. But which is crazy because that means a Linkin Park album. That means there's only 4,600 times, 62 times that this has ever been played front to back.
Yeah.
Front to back. Because it's a 10-second little just nothing.
Obviously, it's the people that are trying to
listen to this whole album 4,000 times.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's not. It's not even an album. It's just something they
thing.
gave us, and here we are. But
anyway,
my rating on this would be like a 4.
That's why I wrote down to a 4. Like it's not like I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't really like it.
The one, like, just why? Like, just take the hybrid theory, bro.
This is just unnecessary.
Exactly.
In my opinion. But yeah, moving on.
Yep, moving on.
Let's move on to Meteora, which is... I've never seen a band beat the sophomore slump like Linkin Park because they make Hybrid Theory, which is debatably one of the best albums that's ever been created, ever. And then 3 years later, they make an album that is debatably better, if not just as good. But it's still different. Like, it's a different vibe, but it's still just as good, if not better. Like, honestly, I don't know which one I like more. It depends on the day. It depends on the vibe of the day, whether or not I like this one more or Hybrid Theory.
I'm the same way. This is my personal favorite Linkin Park album.
I knew you'd say that. The second you said it wasn't Hybrid Theory, I was like, oh,
for a lot of reasons. And I'll name off them fairly quickly. First of all, it has my absolute, the song has a lot of plays, but it's still, my favorite Linkin Park song of all time is Lying From You. I absolutely love that song.
W pick.
Yep, thank you, sir.
Woo.
It's so good. The lyrics in it slap. The riff slaps. I'm not always a huge fan of, techie intros, but, the intro to the song slaps. And especially just Chester's screaming and stuff. It just kind of has everything that I love about Linkin Park in one song thrown into how long is it? 2 minutes and 55 seconds. And I love that song. It's my absolute favorite. There's a ton of favorites, but that one's my favorite. Other thing I like about it, and I mentioned this a little on Hybrid Theory, I feel like it goes a little bit, quote, a little deeper kind of into some of the lyrical content. Just a little bit. It definitely has it's not a dark album, but it has a little more of a darker vibe.
A little more serious with the lyrics, I guess, in a way.
I just think there's a lot deeper. Of hidden treasures on here. Figure, I don't know how you'd say it.
Figure 9. I've always called it Figure 9.
I love that song. I think the lyrics in it are great. Breaking the Habit, of course, is fantastic.
Everyone knows that song. Actually, you know what's cool about Breaking the Habit? When we think about it, Linkin Park does this a lot of the songs, especially on this record. Which is what they did to make... Because have you ever noticed how Linkin Park choruses usually stand out in a way that more than any other chorus, even though it's the same kind of melody? Because a lot of the time, they'll switch to the major key in the chorus. Yep.
They always...
if they're in, B minor, they'll go to B major for the chorus.
Yep.
And that makes it, really just stand out.
A lot of their choruses... I guess you could sometimes say they feel a little repetitive because they do have a formula and it works every time. I will say I love Faint. I think it's a little overrated. Everyone's absolutely dying, Faint, and I'm it's a
Faint's
fantastic song, but
Faint's
I don't
super cool, but
why is this the most popular songs. Somewhere I belong.
You know what?
Oh
It's
my
like
goodness,
it's like those It's like the people who think The Office is the best show that's ever been made. Like that's like the people like the faint fanboys.
I know.
Like they like faint. I mean, it has 900 million. Almost a billion. It'll have a billion probably next year.
Yeah.
But the way people talk about that song is like it's the best song, and then do the riffs like it's not like anything else. It's the same argument. It's the same thing when I hear people talk about The Office.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's not the greatest thing that's ever happened.
It's
I love that song. Actually, you know what I might like more than the actual original is a parody, like a mashup of this and you know the song I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500. There's a mashup. It is the coolest thing ever.
I'm gonna need to see that after this.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you. It is the coolest thing ever. And I might like it more than the original.
I just like the atmosphere of this album. I like a lot. I love I love Mike's lyrics. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think Mike's lyrics. I think there's a step up here from Hybrid Theory.
I do feel that a little bit. I think obviously like it's just it feels a little more like I relate to all the lyrics, but I really relate to a lot of them on here, especially like Breaking the Habit, Somewhere I Belong, Easier to Run. It's fantastic. There's just it's very good and it's almost calming to me in ways.
Yeah, it's like calming and like it kind of I feel like the lyrical content of this album hits home a lot more than Hybrid Theory. Like Hybrid Theory, like you can still like relate to that and be like, oh dude, I feel that. But like you listen to some of the songs on this record and you're like, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's kind of like
whoa.
Hybrid Theory, fantastic, and has the same sort of feels, but there's just something about this one. Some days like I do like Hybrid Theory better, and overall, I will say I think it's probably the stronger album of the two. But I personally just think this one just has something just really special about it.
I like the darker vibe,
and I do
as a heavy boy. Yep. I like the darker vibe.
Yep.
Also, the riffs, the guitar, like the mixing of the guitars is thick.
Exactly.
On this album.
It
4 C's.
It feels a lot more like concealed, I guess. I don't, and then Hybrid Theory feels a lot more open. But I love some of the mixes on here.
It might be. You know what that might be? There might be more low end on this album. It's probably why. It was probably better mixing on the low end in Meteora because I was like, why does it feel like so much like thicker?
Yeah.
It's probably better low end. We'll have to re-listen to that, but it's probably a better low end on this.
I like Don't Stay too. Like that song.
Dude, Don't Stay it goes crazy.
They're all
want to talk about standouts?
Standout tracks.
Because now that I think we've talked about Linkin Park in general enough, we can start getting to the albums now. That's been like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
For me, my standouts is, well, obviously one of them's Faint, but one of the, Nobody's Listening. The intro to that song.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about. Hold on, we can actually.
It's not just the chorus. It's we're totally gonna be playing a little bit of music here.
Don't copyright us.
It's okay. We're not making money yet.
Okay, good.
But
I keep forgetting.
here, like listen, just like the intro, like just this part.
Yeah, it sounds like some freaking like African man's about to stab me.
It feels like we're in Mongolia, not Agora Hills right now. Like that, dude, that beat.
I know.
Like that is just, I love that. I've never heard anything like it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
I've never heard like a beat, at least in like metal rock.
Yeah, like if we ever
that
go to
sounds like that.
Mongolia or whatever, we know what song.
Or maybe like I feel like there's probably you're gonna hear stuff like that in like the rap world.
Exactly. Right?
Like you can hear beats like that, but like in like metal and rock.
Exactly.
There's no like instrumentation like that. I've only ever heard it with Nobody's Listening.
Yep.
And then, dude, I could probably talk about every single song.
Exactly.
Like, every single song is so cool.
They're all just, and they're all different from each
other,
too.
Also, this album, okay, I will say, I think this album's heavier than Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
Because there's way more screaming.
Yep, exactly.
It is, which, again, I'm a heavy boy.
Yep.
I like the heavy stuff.
I like the screaming.
The reason I'm a musician is because of Numb.
I love
Numb is the reason I'm a musician right now.
Song.
Numb's the reason I like rock, I like metal, that I play guitar. That's why I have like 6 guitars, just because of that song. So is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I say it's a good thing. My wallet says it's a bad thing.
Oh, good point.
Yep. Meteora, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10.
It's my favorite.
Like, here's the thing. I don't give out 10 out of 10s very easily.
Nope.
Like, there needs to be, like, 10 out of 10s need to have, like, no sleepers, or at least if there's one sleeper, the rest of the album just completely overtakes
Yeah, like there's
it.
no skips. It's a
Like,
no
yeah,
skip album.
Session is not my favorite. I'm not putting that in a playlist, but
But yeah, like
I'm
it's
not.
exactly.
I'm not like ugh.
Yeah, like
I hate this
exactly.
one.
Like it's one of those albums that's just like it's a no skip, and I do consider this like their second album. To me personally.
Because it literally is.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, then you got the other thing.
That was an EP.
Okay. Yeah, but like their second thing, because that other thing does not matter. Their second thing, these two back to back, just absolute smashers.
Again, because like sophomore slump's a real thing. How many bands make an amazing first album and then an awful second one? The second one just sucks. There's like one song that's cool on it, and you're like, wow, what happened in in those 3 years?
Yep.
Like, you made something perfect, and then now you made something that I forget
I don't even
about.
know what this is. Yep.
Oh, like, it happens way too often. And then, like, the third album's like, okay, and it's like, yeah. There's, like, how many artists make an amazing first album, and then
just,
never relive it?
Yep.
Too many.
Yep, too many.
Too many. And then Linkin Park finds a way to, like, every single record you like, for one reason or another. Every record has its moments where, like, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is great.
There's every record, like, you like it for what it is.
Exactly.
You might not love it compared to, like, all the music you listen to, but
It's
you
still
know,
great
you like it
nonetheless.
for what it is.
Exactly.
Let's talk about, it's not an album, but it's a mashup. We're going to talk about Collision Course, which is Linkin Park songs mixed with Jay-Z songs. Where is it? Hold up. Okay, I'm just gonna start this off right now.
Yeah.
The fourth song they have with a billion plays is "Numb" on Encore.
Yeah.
Which the reason it's not on their Spotify mainly is because Jay-Z
that's
is like the
crazy.
head artist on this. But yeah, "Numb" Encore, Jay-Z Linkin Park has a billion plays. Hold on, if we go to
An
Jay-Z,
album featuring us artist.
this is a mashup. I think this was it's the third song on Jay-Z's Spotify.
An album.
He only
featuring-
has two songs. He has Empire State of Mind and
that one.
Friends in Paris. Collision Course goes crazy.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
It's way
this
better.
was
It's
so fun.
Way better than
The Reanimation. Like this, Reanimation's left in the dust.
Look at this. 6 songs. How long is it? Oh, 21 minutes. Oh, not an hour and 13 minutes.
It's 21
And
minutes.
like
it's just a nice
an actual
vibe.
artist, like someone like
Okay, Jay-Z's cool to begin with. Jay-Z's just cool.
his videos are so funny.
He's always
He cracks me
he's
up.
good
the way he
songs.
But no, yeah, like this does slap much better.
Now the police is cracking down on him.
Yeah, I know. But nonetheless, like
But it's just so much fun. Because I think this was just an MTV mashup thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
it says you can see on the top thing MTV.
and it's also
I
like
think it was just a mashup
it's
thing
just
they did,
better.
but still,
like
it's
it's
just
not
so
as
cool.
long. It's fun.
The way they mashed it up sounds like it was intended to be that way.
Yeah, like-
it sounds like they made these songs, not just
We
mashing
didn't
up
ask
two
for
already
this, but we
existing
got
songs.
it, and it's
This is
okay. Say no more.
awesome.
This-
I love it. Like
Yeah. It's not a 10
Um,
out of 10 for me personally, but it's like it's really good.
yeah, and then also they mixed 99 Problems with Points of Authority and One Step
I did
Closer.
notice that. They had some. Like,
And
there
that
was
one
actually some interesting
crazy.
mixes compared to like the last one where we were just like, dang, that's not that
Got
interesting.
99 Problems.
Yep.
I feel bad for you, son. Anyway.
These are
yeah.
you can tell.
What'd you rate?
I
Collision
give
Course?
this a solid 8. I enjoy it. I will listen to it again. I think it's fun. When I'm gonna go to listen to Linkin Park, I probably won't like necessarily go to
This
this.
isn't the first time I'm going to think of
But-
when I think of Linkin Park.
For an EP.
But if someone starts playing the Numb Encore mix, I'm getting hype.
Oh well, yeah, like
I'm throwing
some
down
of these
to that
songs,
song.
like at a school dance, would just be like, oh, like so epic, bro. I'd be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I keep
That'd be crazy.
Into
You keep
behind
almost
us.
falling off the hill
Yeah.
because we're in beautiful Gore Hills, California.
Exactly where this
Yeah,
band is from.
I would I wrote down a 7 for it, but I
Okay.
think honestly I agree with 8.
Yeah.
Like the more I think about it, the
It's
vibe
fun, bro. It's a lot of
went
fun.
crazy
Exactly.
on Collision Course. So yeah, let's give that an 8. So next we are at
Minutes. The year I was
to
born.
Midnight.
this
2007,
album
the
came out.
greatest year ever.
One,
2007.
An iconic year. Diary of a Wimpy Kid came out that year.
Oh my gosh, you nerd. You nerd. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, dude?
Yep.
You look like him.
I know, bro. I am Greg Heffley. Minus, of course. Yeah, Greg Heffley. I mean, my hair's not great today because I woke up and then remembered I had a job to do today.
No, it looks beautiful.
Oh, I
honey.
appreciate it.
What?
Babe. Oh, sorry.
Babe?
Sorry. Genevieve, I promise.
Why? Why do you think we both stayed? I mean, we stayed in one place here in Agora Hills together.
Yeah.
It's
It's just us two.
It's just the two of us.
We were deployed.
Just the two of us. We can make it.
Alright, anyways, back to Minutes to Midnight.
So Minutes to Midnight comes out in 2007. And I do know a little bit of history about the album. I do know that a lot of the songs on this album, at least some of them are about Chester's divorce. He divorced his
One thing I will upfront say is that you can definitely... Granted, of course...
You can hear it.
There's I honestly, like, I love Meteora more, but some of the lyric and just kind of the way the raps and the verses, I do think some of them are a lot... They flow better than they do on some of the others. Like, for example...
You can tell, like, the flow is getting better.
Yeah, like, on Bleed It Out...
With these albums.
The way Mike is singing and how he sings it, and it's really good, and you're kind of like, dang, this feels like an improvement.
And then, Hands Held High, which is just Mike's song.
Yep.
Like,
that's when you're just like...
Like, that's just, like... Yeah, the lyrics just flow.
Somehow,
it just
only has 40... What?!
Only 47? Which is crazy, because the one right before it has a billion.
I will say, Valentine's Day, nothing against the song.
Okay,
It's just...
Whoa. I was going to say, because Valentine's Day is the first song I remember listening to at, like, 13, being like, maybe I'm sad, too. Like, like, I listened to this song, I was like, man, that's
Valentine's
deep.
Day isn't bad, but it's just like, I would much rather just
You're
listen
13
to, like,
wish you had a girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah, that song hits different, but,
I'd listen to, like, Van Morrison, but...
Fair enough.
Linkin Park, too, but, like...
Linkin Park, yeah. So, okay... So it starts off with Wake, which is a nice little instrumental, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like Wake. It's a nice. It's a nice way to.
It'd be cool if it like. I wish that it like blended into Giving Up a little bit because it kind of
like
ends and
mix together.
Yeah, but
it just ends and then
it's an instrumental, bro. Like this one kid, I was listening to an album and the first song was Intro, and he was like, "Dang, what's this song about?" I'm like, "It's the intro."
It's the intro.
He's like, "Yeah, but it's." I was like, okay.
Like, brother, it is literally just to start the record. Yeah. It's just what people did, especially in this time. Yeah. You just kind of did a little thing to start it off.
Yep.
It's just like hype. You put the CD in, it's just like hype. Like, oh my gosh, It's about to start.
I know, and I will say, it is quite hype. I do enjoy it.
It's better than Forward from the last album. Yeah. So that's just like clang, clang, clang.
I noticed that like.
Oh, that one flowed in the next song.
Usually their first like two songs, are ususually like back-to-backs, great songs, and I do feel that again on here.
Yeah, because let's just say right now, Giving Up, bro. That's what my note says.
Yeah. Like if you listen to this album, just
Giving Up, bro.
Just to hear that song, that's good enough. I mean, obviously,
because
we can talk about how iconic the Scream is, and just how humbling it is because we will never be able to. At least I personally will never be able to obtain to that level.
Like, here's the thing. I do some harsh vocals. I do some screams. I could not... Here's the thing. Chester not only does a voiced scream, because I do voiceless screams. There's no, like, pitch. There's no note behind it. It's just distortion. It's just sound.
Yep.
Chester has a pitch. His is at least 50% a sung note. And then he adds distortion on top of it, which... scream singing is very hard. And then he does it for 17 seconds... with extreme power.
And then changes the octave lower.
Yeah, halfway through he goes,
and then, to top it off, after that, like...
Goes right back into such a...
so difficult to sing.
Vocally talented chorus.
Like, to sing... Like, Chester's one of those... Out of all, like, the iconic nu metal singers, he's probably...
Chester's the best singer.
He's definitely the best one.
Best singer.
He has, leave out all the rest. This is the thing. I think on this album... You really see how gifted these singers are. Like his voice on there, the way he sings it, it's just so great. And like you hear it on the rest, but
you hear the scope of the vocals between Chester and Mike, because like you hear Chester do the heaviest song Linkin Park has ever released. That is their heaviest song.
Riff slaps too, we should say.
Oh, dude, like that is also it's a core riff.
Yeah.
It's chromatic.
Like every time someone just goes like...
Dun, 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 dun. Don't do that so close to the mic. You're clipping the mic. Like...
I just picture like...
Also like when the breakdown, the... Bum, bum, dum, bum, bum, dum, bum, bum, and the squeal. and then God, like dude, that is core. That is metal.
Yeah,
that's not rock. This is just metal.
I know.
Like that's something you'd hear on a metalcore record.
I know,
But like it's also so emotional. Like you feel that.
Yeah, I know. You're
He's screaming.
Like,
it's not just.
One of those
It's
songs
not
that
just
makes
screaming.
You want to go like.
Yeah, just like oh.
Like the bobblehead motion, just like
Yes.
I call it the angry bobble. Like just like. Like the Pantera's Domination too, like that ending, like.
Oh yeah, and it's how it's syncopated, dun 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 or whatever.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. It's so sick.
Also,
it's also the first record they started swearing. They left behind what they said in the past. They're like, nah, we're gonna swear again.
I think it works though.
It works. I mean, here's the thing. They swear tastefully though. A lot of the time,
like
especially
bands
giving
like
up.
Slipknot, love Slipknot. All right, but sometimes feels like
they're
it's
swearing
because
they think it's cool.
Yeah,
like the more times we say the F word, the cooler we're gonna be.
Every song off the debut, except for
Scissors
Bleed, right? And Wait and Bleed. It's just like don't get me wrong.
I feel like Korn does it more tastefully than them, and that's when Korn does something more tastefully than you. That's like
I get that Slipknot is extremely angry, and that was their point.
And
they're very
drug fueled.
Drug fueled, angry, pissed off. Yes, but nonetheless.
Anyway, let's get back to Linkin Park. We're talking about Linkin Park right now. We'll talk about those bands later. Yeah, what I've done is just a meme. I mean, Transformers with W movie.
Oh my gosh, Megan.
Dude, Transformers are so cool.
Megan Fox.
Can we talk about No More Sorrow, dude?
Blue. Interesting. Or is it just dirty?
I think that's just because we're using the poo-poo camera. It's a $10 webcam we're using.
It's better.
No More Sorrow is so heavy. That is metal.
Hands Held High. I love
we're talking about No More Sorrow right now.
That song slaps.
Hands Held High is a vibe. But No More Sorrow is very heavy.
You get some
the breakdown, again, that's just like a 3-2-1-0 riff. It's so heavy.
The 3-2-1-0
the screaming.
Riff
Oh, see what's funny? I used to use. Oh, dude, it's chugging. That is. Let me be a zoomer. Junting.
Oh,
that is junt right there.
Yep.
Also, you know what's funny? I used to use this song when I was a kid as my alarm.
Really?
Because I thought the dun. I thought that would wake me up. I always would wake up at like the droning riff that starts with it. I used that as my alarm for like not too long. Yep. But for the next like 2 years, I couldn't listen to that song because I would just think it was 6 a.m. again.
Yep.
I would like jump when I heard it. I'd be like, it's time to wake up, and I'd be like, wait, it's 2:30 in the afternoon.
I always liked In Pieces.
In Pieces.
Sorry. Wow.
I like In Pieces a lot. There's a song. It's on the deluxe.
Why'd you just? I thought you clicked on the hat, and I was like, what are you doing?
No, it's on the deluxe. The song Across the Line. That song goes crazy. I really like that song. It's almost got like some reggae vibes.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not know there was a deluxe edition of it.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm having the craziest deja vu right now.
I mean, I'm just listening to the birds. I didn't know were just in the house.
Fair enough.
But no, I quickly rate the album for me. I should say I do like it. It's great.
It's a good album.
It's a good album. I would give this low key. I'm gonna give this an 8 as well for Linkin Park. As far as me, like if I was compared to like other like albums,
we're just rating as an album.
We are.
Yeah, we're just rating these as albums.
I would probably give this about. Nah, I'd give it an 8.
Still an 8?
Yeah, because I mean, I gave the Jay-Z one an 8. I would still give this an 8. I think there's some.
I gave it a 7. I was thinking a 7.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8.
Want to do 7? Let's do. Okay, so 7.5. Let's rate it.
7.5. Yeah.
7.5.
I think this is like not their last great thing, but this is like their last like, just like there's just something. It's just great. I listened to it the other day again because I've been trying to listen to these twice because often for me I listen to an album the first time and I will not impact me as much. I have to listen to it a couple times.
Yeah, a couple times, and then it starts to like really sink in.
And I just realized like, dang, like this is good. This is quality. There's some great songs on here. I would listen to What I've Done at some track practices sometimes before I run. And that's why I'm a tad sick of the song now because of the meme and how much it's memed. But I have good memories with it. I think the cover is like there's nothing wrong with the cover. It's just like
it's basic. It's simple.
Yeah, like
so it's just not as cool as the last ones.
Yeah, exactly.
But honestly, it does kind of show.
This is like their last, like, of the era of Linkin Park that I love.
True, that is true. This is when they start going downhill. But I was gonna say that it shows how their vibe started changing too, because they're not like the young new metal band that they
weren't like punky, but like the way they would
they're
dress.
older, they're more matured, and they're kind of changing their sound a little bit. And you can see that in the
I like
album
to say
art.
like all their songs are like very serious and stuff, but after this, it just doesn't get as like it gets very serious and still I love it, but it just doesn't get as fun to me. And like just kind of like as I said, there's bangers on all the songs, but it just doesn't get kind of like as fun to me. And you kind of realize like a lot of these like
you start
new metal
listening
bands
to the albums,
have their own way of things and how they do things, and then when they put out an album that's just like a little different per se, it's just kind of like it's not bad, but it's just your heart loves a certain era, your heart loves a certain thing, and there's only one band that I've ever listened to, which is my also favorite band of all time, that I love literally everything they ever put out. And it's super everything. I think it's
Who
great.
is it?
It's Iron Maiden. I love.
Oh,
I
I thought you were gonna
stuff.
say AC/DC. I was gonna say that's because every song there sounds the same.
I think I love all of Maiden's stuff equal. Like
That's
even
fair,
some of their
yeah.
later stuff, I think is just as great as the. 80s
I listened
stuff.
to a song they released like 2 years ago, and they sound the same, like in a good
AC/DC?
way. No, Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they sound the same, but like in a good way.
They've had the same.
You can tell it's
Oh yeah, yeah.
newer.
I'm not gonna deny that. They've had the same formula since like 2000 on some of their songs. But
2000 since ever.
Well, okay.
But like
This isn't a Maiden show, but some of their 90s stuff and their late 80s stuff was super. They went from like hard rock punk to heavy metal to kind of prog metal to just straight up hard rock to prog, and then they've stayed at prog kind of metal-ish / heavy metal. Like we'll do Iron Maiden one day, which is gonna be the greatest day of all time.
He's gonna talk for 4 hours straight.
Hours, dude.
Hours straight.
This man's gonna want to kill me.
Iron Maiden episode. I'm gonna say 3 things the whole episode. It's gonna be him talking.
I'm just gonna just a warning for y'all. He's gonna have some difficulty getting through some of their later albums, because the latest one, which I love, is an hour and 17 minutes, and
It's not that bad.
well,
It's not
yeah,
too bad.
okay, but they have one song that's like 18 minutes, and it's too long. I don't know why it had to be that long, but anyways, back to Linkin Park.
Anyway, back to Linkin Park.
I would give Midnight an 8.
Yeah, we decided 7.5 already. You're just repeating
7.5.
yourself.
Never mind. Hybrid Theory, Meteora, and this I think are great. I love.
After
the 3.
this, Linkin Park starts going.
If I got these 3 in like a boxed vinyl set, oh!
I bought these 3 as a CD
I know,
set.
but like a boxed vinyl.
I would be pretty sick, dude.
I
would proudly put these 3 on my wall.
These are the only
The next
3
album.
I own on CD. I should also say so that's probably a little bit of my bias too.
True.
Alright,
Like I
next
probably
album.
like speaking of the next album, 1,000 Suns from 2010. Probably would not put this album on my wall. This is Linkin Park's different now. So it's now the year 2010, Price. 1,000 Suns just came out. We're gonna pretend we weren't 3, but this is a new Linkin Park. They're not the same as they were the first, definitely the first 2 records, but they've really just they have.
Yep. We have
Gone over a new different sound. They are now a lot more experimental, a lot more poppy and like alternative.
Yep.
Well,
For me,
you can
it's
still
like, go ahead.
tell it's Linkin Park. You can still
Exactly.
hear the melodies
I
you
already
can
said this at the beginning, but every album they do, it's them.
Yeah, this sounds like Linkin
it's
Park
just-
no matter what genre they do, which is
They-
really impressive,
they drift
honestly.
a little more towards definitely like as I said, like this band can do this because of like how already kind of quote poppy their songs are to a point. So they can do this, but it's definitely not the same. I don't hate it, not even close to hating it, but it's just not what I want when I listen to this band.
This isn't a record I come back to often.
Exactly. I think it's like I would say this is just straight up mid. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it, besides the fact that it's just not what I want. Like if this had been any other band that this was their style, it'd probably be great.
I would have been like,
because
oh, that's cool, I
yeah,
guess.
because it's Linkin
Still wouldn't
Park.
listen to it really.
Exactly, but because it's Linkin Park, it's
I like it a little bit more.
Still
because
better
it's
than
Linkin
like
Park.
what a lot of like bands were, like new bands probably were doing. Not all, but like some like bands. But like, it's just like it's not up to par, and it's definitely their weakest so far.
I don't know, bro. I mean, Attack is still better than this, so that's
What,
this is the diss to Linkin
2010,
Park,
what else
but
came out in 2010?
went down. That's like the age of crabcore.
I was about to say.
So I'm saying crab. I mean, listen, I love crabcore.
Yeah, dude,
But like saying
2000, like,
saying crabcore is better than something is not a compliment.
2010 to, like 2012, 2013, they were looking Gojira.
Interesting stuff.
Great stuff.
Well, this is when the electronic stuff started really.
Korn started doing the exact same thing.
That's when they made their dubstep album.
I don't know.
Anyway, back to Linkin Park.
Yep.
So this is they left. So they left behind metal with this album.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say they're not
Yeah,
metal
we just
anymore.
gotta be upfront. It's not.
They're not metal anymore.
It's not burn,
Like-
burn, like doom, doom, doom.
Like yeah, Manchester screams like a couple times.
Yeah, but it's not
But-
like an angry, like from the heart, emotional. Scream.
It's not metal
just like
screaming.
a-
It's just it's just a vocal thing he can do.
Yeah, like
So he's doing it.
I will say, I think the Radiance. I think that song's fun. That's probably my favorite on the album.
57 seconds instrumental. The Radiance.
Burning in the Skies.
Burning the Skies. So you just
I
said a
was
completely
wrong.
different song.
I listened to the album one time.
I've listened to it like 3 times ever.
My brain hardwired to the second song.
Oh wow.
Hardwired. It has it's weird. Like it has a fun vibe to it, but I also just like the way that they sing in that one.
True. It's also a lot more politically charged. You can tell. Which Linkin Park's always
Come on,
kind
every
of
band.
been. Well, I don't want to say always, but I'd say starting with Minutes to Midnight, they started getting a lot more like political and like a kind of world problems. They're like we're against this. We are against this.
Yes.
And that really comes out in A Thousand Suns. Which yeah, there's some cool songs. I like When They Come For Me because that's like a nice throwback to like the rap. That's like a rap song. That's Mike's Time to Shine.
I mean, and it has like the lyrics are great. In that one, I do like those a lot.
Yeah.
I also really enjoy Blackout as well. I should say.
Blackout's my favorite. Blackout is the best song.
Slaps.
I unironically listen to the song outside of this album a lot. This is one of my like songs on Spotify actually. Blackout.
I do think Blackout's
Chester rapping and then doing the scream rap a little
Yep.
bit. Now here's the thing: the last like minute or two of it's like, but the Chester part goes so crazy. I love it so much. Wretches and King also goes crazy. That one, I like that one because also it's heavier.
Yeah, I should say this is probably my like in case y'all hadn't already figured out. This one's like the album that I've listened to the least.
Yeah.
Because
It's
I
very
thought the intro was
forgettable
like I'm not
album.
super familiar with it. I do like Blackout.
Lots
a lot.
of weird instrumental parts.
I would
and,
give
like,
this
sound
like
bites.
a 5. I think actually I'm being generous. I would give this like a 3.
A 3. You can put this. Are we gonna put this lower than Reanimation's a 4? I mean, we can always put Reanimation lower.
Low-key, I'm sticking with my 3, bro. I just like...
Really? You'd rather listen to Reanimation than this?
Yeah.
What? Really?
I
don't think it's that bad.
I'd
rather listen to this than Reanimation. Reanimation sucked.
Yeah, but... Dude, I don't know. This one is not... It's just like coming off of Minutes... I came from Minutes to Midnight and then I put this on and I was just so disappointed.
It is very disappointing.
And...
The vibes are just completely gone.
I just don't F with it. Like, I just don't at all. And I like, as I said, like, there's even, like, I like Blackout, but as you, like...
I gotta say, though, The Messenger, I love that song.
It's good.
I think it's their most emotional song, like their saddest song.
I do agree.
I love Chester's performance on that.
Super
I
sad.
think it's a Beatles cover, I'm pretty sure.
The Messenger?
I think it's a cover. I don't think they wrote it. I feel like I
Explains
remember hearing it's a cover, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah, I love The Messenger.
I don't like.
Here's the thing: this is an album where like there's a couple cool songs. The album
as I
sucks.
said,
The album sucks. There's a couple cool songs.
Yeah, like
as an album,
I'll
put a 4. Can we agree on 4?
Here that I don't hate the album. I don't hate anything they did. This is not for me. I don't like this type.
Not a big fan, really.
And I appreciate them trying to do something new. Like you always gotta appreciate a band if they try and do something new. Like
experimenting and trying not to sound
but
like exactly the same.
It's
forever.
like when Judas Priest tried to be progressive metal.
They did that.
Yep.
Was it bad? Is
Yep.
it okay?
Like
if they do anything other than Judas Priest, it's probably it's bad.
If you don't get the and like one day we'll do Judas Priest, but that's also gonna be a tad painful for you probably. For the Thousand Suns fans out there. If you love this album, that's great, and I love that you love that, and if it makes you happy, that's great. But I just don't like it. So, and I think most Linkin Park fans would be on our side for the most part.
I think most Linkin Park fans would be like, I forgot about that album.
Yeah. I think like some of their like newer stuff is better than this.
Yeah.
I'm actually.
Let's rate it. Can we agree on a 4?
Fine. 4 it is.
Let's put down as a 4. So, next, that is...
We spent so long on Hybrid Theory, I'm just realizing. But it's
but
okay,
also,
though.
we kind of talked about Linkin Park as a band a lot at the beginning.
Yeah.
So next, we are going on to... We're going to Living Things, 2012. Which, here's the thing. This album...
Okay. I love
this
in the
album.
Echo, bro. It's such a good song.
That song is so good.
I was listening to this on the way up, and I was
193 million plays.
like, okay, Lost in the Echo, In My Remains. Oh,
dude,
I do like this album. I don't love it like him, but
I love
like
it.
this a lot.
This
is it's also it is different still, but
they brought the metal back.
They brought the metal back.
They're screaming Lies, Greed, Misery, but dude, Victimized.
Dude, Castle of Glass.
Castle, okay.
Slaps.
I love Castle of Glass. Was so crazy.
No,
yeah, Snoop Dogg's house.
Cool name
but,
too,
dude.
though. Too.
Also, yeah, I love that name. I love cool names like that.
That sounds like some metal.
Yeah, dude.
Name.
Victimized is a minute
Victimized
and 46, and when you say a song that's a minute 46 seconds,
I don't understand.
You
why
know
they have
that
to make
song
the
is just going to
like
beat you down with the
Lost in the
heaviness.
Echo though, like the opening.
You talk over me.
Okay, this album is like it is good. Sorry.
But yeah, I love this album.
I don't love it.
There's no,
but I
there's
do
some
like
sleepers.
There are a couple skips. I will say.
There's some skips, especially towards the end.
I don't like Tinfoil very much.
No, after Rose and Traveled, I'm probably gonna stop listening most of the time.
I'd say once after Skin, Until It Breaks is pretty good too.
Yeah,
after Skin to Bone, I'm a little bit kind of like. Roads Untraveled actually has a decent amount. What's the most played one? Burn It Down.
Burn It Down. Burn It Down. 500 mil. That was the radio hit for this one.
Yep. But
my
my favorite songs are Castle of Glass and Lost in the Echo. I think what they bring in here is that they took the elements of their last stinker. No offense. And they kind of used
kept the electronic elements.
They kept a lot of it, and they also and they kind of combined it, and then it worked. And then Linkin Park fans were somewhat more satisfied.
We were happy again. Who's talking to me?
I would give this album, low-key,
8.
It's weird.
8,
yeah, I'd agree on an 8.
It's a good album. It's a good record.
But
yeah, it's not perfect, but I think it's a good record. Like this is one, This isn't a record that I will actually just sometimes be like, I feel like listening to this one.
Yeah, like
I feel like listening to Living Things.
These songs come on the playlist. Like I have like a really long playlist. And
yeah, you bet your ass. If Lost in the Echo starts playing, I'm singing my heart out to that.
Yeah, like,
I'm singing my heart out to Lost in the Echo.
I was listening to this on the way to church, and I was like, yes, like this. It's good, by far.
Good, yeah. 8 out of 10 for that one.
Enough to be said. Like that's all.
And
now we move on.
Let's move on
to Recharged.
Did you actually listen to Recharged?
Yes.
I only listened to Like the Never Comes.
Really?
I listened to because it's Reanimation, but
they did it again.
It's just remixes.
They didn't learn.
They didn't learn. Okay, A Light That Never Comes is a cool song because it was Steve Aoki. Which actually, fun fact, I was at one point like 200 feet away from Steve Aoki.
Really?
I went to a Spurs game. I was in suite. And he was directly in front of me, like on the sidelines. Yeah, I got to see Steve Aoki.
Yeah, I listened to this.
Like That Never Comes goes pretty crazy.
All I'm gonna say is like,
it's just it's Reanimation.
I prefer Reanimation. But again,
oh, dude, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
Okay. Well, it's like Hybrid Theory banger, and they do the remixes, so it's gonna be like, we don't like it. But imagine that album now remixed, like.
Well, there's a 20-minute interview of Mike Shinoda on Spotify. That's a little weird. Okay, dude. Hunting Party. Next album, 2014, The Hunting Party.
To the Kingdom.
Okay.
Once again, I don't like it as much as the last
Rock
one. I don't like it
is back.
I don't like it as much as the last one. But,
yeah.
damn near close.
I think, okay, you know what? I'll say, Living Things feels more polished because it's a lot more electronic. This one feels a lot more raw.
I do agree, and for some reason,
just like the tones and everything.
The reason I like the other one a little better is because I think I like some of the songs on there, like specifically
like the melodies.
Yeah,
stuff.
Which I'm very much heavy metal, so you don't really think I'd go to this, but just in general, I like the other one a little more. But this one's still great.
True.
Keys of the Kingdom.
Keys of the Kingdom.
And All for Nothing, or once again, you kind of bring back like Double or Nothing, like.
But then they go 3 for 3. Guilty All the Same. That is my favorite song off this record.
I'd say I love the opener. I think it's
Keys
great.
is really good.
Oh, Guilty All the Same.
Guilty All the Same. Dude,
I think the once again, like the summoning. That's just
That is just a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
For a moment there, I thought I was.
I think
I was
War
reading
is.
that
I
wrong.
think War is the heaviest. War is definitely the heaviest. On this album.
Yeah.
Which, that song is so heavy and I love it. I love it.
Until It's Gone is also a great song too.
Until It's Gone, yeah. This is another one. This has like so many heaters. Final Masquerade is also a vibe.
Yeah, and they have
you know,
they have a lot of features on here, and it's like, you're okay.
I'm not. Okay, I was gonna say because I love how it's heavy. They brought the heavy back, but you can still hear that like poppy Linkin Park.
Exactly, it reminds
it's still
me a little
there.
Bit of the
it
early
still
stuff
sounds like Linkin Park.
What's the most played song on this one?
Most played song on it
Looks
is
like Guilty All the Same.
No, Final Masquerade.
Oh, I forgot about that song.
I just talked about it 25 seconds
yeah,
ago.
well, I was zoning out on Monster King.
Dude. It's
Final
empty.
Masquerade is good.
Okay.
It's not my favorite. All for Nothing is really good. I don't know, dude. The War. See, like there are
This
a
is
lot
one of those
good songs.
albums where you're like, I think I like that. When you look at the songs, you're like, oh wait, I like
Decent
9
out
out
of
of the
that.
10 songs on this one.
Yep.
So I mean, there's 12, and I think 10 of them. I could be like, oh, I can think of a specific part of that song that I really like.
Yeah.
It's just, I really like it. I gave it a 7 out of 10 because again, I feel like I'd probably rather listen to Living
I'm
Things.
not even gonna lie. Like I was going to say 7 because I gave the other one an 8.
Same Wi-Fi. We're on the same Wi-Fi.
I gave the other one an 8, so 7. This one would be.
Yeah, I think 7's good. Like it's good because again, I feel like 5 is perfectly mid.
Yeah.
Nothing good, nothing bad. It's just it
midway
is what it is.
Yeah.
7.
Anything 3 and
7's
below, I would consider like just
bad.
Yeah.
That's just bad. I just actually don't like it.
Yep.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Like it's good. And oh my gosh, the next record. So 2017.
The last one with our boy.
This is the last record Chester was on because, as I'm sure many of you know, later this year, 2017, Chester Bennington committed suicide in his home.
Moment of silence.
Yeah.
Alright.
Unfortunately, the last album he did sucked.
I like the
here's
song
my
One
gripe.
More Life.
One
Dang, that
okay.
was moment of silence. Unfortunately, it sucked.
Unfortunately, this is
I'm
not a
glad
very
we had
good
that moment
one.
of silence before he said that.
This is an album I liked it when I first started listening to Linkin Park because I was still a kid. I was still listening to a lot of pop. It's a pop album.
I like it.
There is nothing heavy about it. It is a pop album.
I like the
my
song
main
One
gripe.
More
Can I
Life.
tell you my main gripe about this record? I don't like that the guys at Linkin Park did a pop record or wanted to do something a lot more poppy.
I don't like the album cover.
The album cover kind of
Looks
sucks.
looks like it's like an Avatar prequel.
It does.
Like, it looks like
honestly.
a bunch of like naked golems like running towards the river. Like what even is
I'm
that?
glad you didn't say another word, but the problem I don't like about it is I just don't like that this album came out under the name Linkin Park. Like if the guys did this under a different project, like I think I would like it a lot more.
It's funny because like there's a
Because
song.
I just don't think this just isn't Linkin Park, you know?
I agree with that.
Like it's not exactly that's a bad record. It's just not Linkin Park.
There's literally a song called Heavy, and it's like
It's not heavy.
I like the title track.
One More Light it's a sad song, but it's a good song.
But like whenever he plays,
I think
they sing some of these songs live. It emotionally hits you a little bit.
yeah,
You
it's a lot
realize,
more
like,
emotional because again these are the last songs that
yeah,
Chester wrote.
Exactly, you realize
before
kind of,
he
like,
passed
how
away.
much like what he's going through. But I do have to agree. I don't want to say it's their worst one, but if it's the second to worst, if not the worst. Not counting their remixes.
I think yeah, because again those aren't like songs in terms of because these
Yeah.
are actual like new songs. I think it's probably my least favorite.
That's not a hot take by far.
My favorite song is probably Sharp Edges.
Okay.
Maybe one of
I like
2 songs you can hear a guitar in.
I like Good Goodbye and One More Life
Good
quite a bit.
Good Goodbye is cool. Okay.
It's just not.
You know what I don't like about Good Goodbye the most? I don't like British rappers. I don't like how that
It's against
sounds.
British people.
Oh, I am. I don't like. If you're British and you're watching this, I don't like you. So please like and subscribe and follow us. to hear why.
Money.
You give us that money.
But yeah.
But I don't like how British rappers
I don't know, like,
sound.
Sorry for Now is such like.
That
What
one's
even
cool,
is that
I
name
guess.
though? Like.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm
Battle
gonna hear that on
Symphony is
Taylor's.
cool, I guess.
To me, this is a 4.
Yeah, it's a 4.
If it's on.
Okay, 4.5 because I'd rather listen to this than Reanimation. Can we do 4.5?
Fine with me.
Because I don't think it's quite as bad as Reanimation.
I'd agree with that.
But it's not much better.
Yeah, like it's just like
the only reason it's a little better is because this one's only 35 minutes instead of an
it's
hour.
one of those albums when you're like you're like let's listen to this and you're just kind of like
do we really have to?
Like, come on, bro, really? It's like that.
Like,
one, like
honestly, when we were listening back to this, I was like, do I really need to re-listen to this one?
yeah, like
Do I have to? I feel like I remember enough from the first and last time I heard it.
Like, it's just like
Again, like I love Linkin Park. I love you guys, and I'm not saying these are
like,
bad. I'm not saying these are bad songs.
It's not like if it was any other band, it'd probably be good. But like
Again,
it's
if this was from a pop band, or even if this was the guys from Linkin Park that just did it under a new project, I would like it way more.
He's gonna say that again on the next album.
I'm gonna. Yes. Which I'll tell you my thoughts
shortly
on the most recent one shortly, but I
want to go first.
Okay, I'll let you go first since I start a lot of albums.
Yeah, but
it's just
something,
coming from Linkin Park. The fact that when I open up Hybrid Theory, I click on Linkin Park, and then I see this, I don't like that they're on the same page.
I just don't like the vibe of it.
I think the vibe's okay.
It's a little too like.
You know what? I think the vibe is better knowing this was Chester's last album.
When you keep that in mind,
these are some of the last songs he
it would probably
wrote.
be the worst, but
Yeah.
just in general, like
Especially some of the ones about like mental health and stuff and being sad and then knowing
That's
that
like,
this
realize,
same
like,
year
dang,
he
like,
committed suicide.
Yep.
That's what makes him like actually go like hit different.
Yep. You're like, dang.
You're like, wow. Man, it does. Some of these songs do kind of suck the life out of the day because you just kind of get sad knowing this is.
And they're just like, now I have to go to work.
Yeah, it's like now I have to
With
like
this in mind.
function the rest of the day.
Exactly. Yep. I know how you feel.
So I think 4.5.
4.5 is good. All right.
I don't know.
And
It's
moving
alright, I
on.
guess. So this is 2017.
Now
The next
flash
album.
forward
To
last-
2024.
We got the big reveal.
The big reveal, because Linkin Park, over those 7 years, they tease. They always, like Mike would say a lot. They're like, oh yeah, we plan on making music still. We just don't know when.
Yeah.
Like we plan on eventually making music again. We just don't know when that's gonna happen. It did happen
It
eventually.
happened. Yeah.
And the big question was, were they going to have a new vocalist? Were they going to get some new? Were they going to replace Chester, or were they going to keep it just Mike as vocalist? Well, we got that answer. They got a new vocalist. And not only did they get a new vocalist...
About to be shown.
No. It was a woman! Ugh! No, okay. That's not what... It's not that bad, honestly. Here's the thing.
I think Emily does a good job.
Honestly, yeah, I think Emily really fits the vibe of Linkin Park. Even though apparently she's a really weird person, she really fits the vibe of Linkin Park. She sounds like Linkin Park.
One thing people
She does sound like a female Chester.
One thing people have to understand is like they're not trying to like replace like Chester's legacy. They're just trying to continue on. And I think that's good, and for like the new fans, it gives people like I love the band. Without Chester, it's not enough for me to want to go like see them. Like if Chester went with them in Austin, I would want to go. But
we would be there.
We would be living there right now, waiting. But
We'd be waiting.
just in general, like it's not bad. I think highlights about this album for me, and just in general, it's 30 minutes. Which is good. It's not overstaying. A lot of these bands, when they put out a new album, like just some
After
bands
hiatus.
personally for me that I like, bands like Journey, not AC/DC, Iron Maiden, even Slipknot. The album is like hour plus, And it's just for new material, I don't want that as much.
I just think in general an hour's like too long for an album.
I'd say like
9 times out of 10.
Like I think an hour should be like your max. Unless
you probably
like,
shouldn't go over that.
For me, when I listen to stuff on I listen to stuff on vinyl so I can like enjoy it a little more because I'd listen to it on sides and everything. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but I think the length of this was a very, very smart decision. I think the album artwork is cool or whatever.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like. There's a lot of, like, I can think of a Chelsea Grin album, Playing with Fire. It's a good album. It's a really good album.
Yeah.
I like the songs. It's over an hour long. So by the end, even though, like, they were good songs, I was just tired of it.
Yeah.
By the end. And so I only ended up playlisting songs in the first half, 'cause by the second half, I was just kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
I was just ready for it to be over.
I think she does the job well. I enjoy majority of the songs. There's a couple, like, genuine bangers on here. I'm not just going to deny that.
I was going to say, I was actually really surprised by how much I enjoyed this album.
Heavy as the
Here's the
Crown
thing.
is
I had no
not
intention of
Heavy
ever
as the
listening to this.
Yeah.
When it came
It's
out,
truthful.
I heard The Emptiness Machine.
Did you hear about Linkin Park, the new singer? And he was like, yeah.
He was like, yeah.
Before you got, like, absolutely, like, that was at school before.
Yeah. But, like, I heard The Emptiness Machine, and here's the thing, it sounds like Linkin Park. It sounds like weird alternative Linkin Park. And then I listened to the song, and I was like, I didn't really like that. So I had no intention of ever listening to any new Linkin Park songs. I think they just picked a bad song as their first single, which I see a lot of bands do.
Yep.
I think that's just a bad first single, which Linkin Park has done before. When they did the Hybrid Theory 20th anniversary, the song She Couldn't was the first B-side they released, and that song sucks. That's a bad song.
She couldn't.
It's just a bad song. If they put Carousel first, I would have been way more hyped for that. But, like, I was actually really surprised by how much I liked the album.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
Emptiness
not bad at
Machine
all.
kind of sucks.
I like that song quite a bit.
Heavy
I
as
don't
the
know what you're on
Crown.
about.
Yeah, Cut the Bridge. Heavy as the Crown.
Two-Faced. Bro.
Two-Faced? Oh my gosh,
I love
dude.
that song. It's heavy.
Two-Faced, caught in the middle. Like, here's the thing. It's those melodies. Those are Linkin Park choruses, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Two-Faced, caught in the middle.
I have to
Like,
spin
it's
it in my ear
good.
every
I
time.
do, because it's a good song, Price.
It is a good song. It's my favorite on the album.
Heavy as the Crown. Cut the Bridge.
Yep.
Casualty, dude.
Casualties slaps.
Even Stained, I Gave You Everything I Have. Those are just... These are good songs.
Yeah.
It sounds like Linkin Park, and like you were saying, Emily isn't supposed to replace Chester, because Chester's unreplaceable.
Yeah,
Emily is just a new chapter in Linkin Park.
exactly.
It is just, they're doing something new, which is a very Linkin Park thing to do. Have always been doing something new.
Yeah. It was
So
the
they're not
same-
replacing Chester.
Yeah.
They're just doing something new. They want to move on and
it gives
continue
these
to
new
make
fans
music.
an opportunity for stuff like
Mhm.
Alice in Chains. When Lane Staley he died, their singer, they didn't get a new singer back until 2009, and everybody was kind of skeptical. And then they put
Wasn't
out
it just they get a new singer? Or wasn't it just the guitarist?
No, it was a new singer.
Really?
Yeah,
That was
his
just
name was-
what's his name? The guitarist.
No, new singer, and his name was. I was about to say William Dafoe, but that's an actor. It's William.
William Dafoe and Alice in Chains.
It's William. It literally it's like Dafoe, but like another way of saying it. They got a new singer. And of course I saw them live, and it slaps.
Oh really?
But yes.
Alright.
But I will say it's the same thing here. I think as the years go on, we'll appreciate it a lot more. Obviously, like people like it enough to get them up. I mean, look how many plays the songs have.
You know what's crazy? So their intro song from 0 to 22-second instrumental has 100,000 plays. Meteora's instrumental intro had only 60,000.
Yep.
Which is
that's what I was
crazy.
gonna say. Like,
also, again, let's just point out, this came out November of 2004. We're recording this February 2nd. So it's been...
Emptiness Machine has almost
been
half a billion
like two and a
plays.
half... It's been 2.5 months.
To be fair, the only reason that song has half a billion plays is because it was released as the single first, so everybody.
Yeah, but
was
then
like,
Heavy as the Crown also has
Oh yeah, those were the
200
two
million.
singles. Those.
Okay, but the 20... I Gave Everything I Have as 28 million. In 28 million plays in less than
That's
3
a lot.
months is insane.
That's people.
That
And
is
probably some like Indian scammer.
probably at least one of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure one of those guys is singing along to this.
Exactly. I would give this album
Tour de
personally
Peace.
a 7.5 out of 10. I feel confident in that.
Dude, I wrote down 8.5.
Damn.
Dude, I like this album.
How about we settle on
I
8?
was okay. Let's settle on 8.
I do
but
like
I
it. I really
genuinely
do.
actually really like this
Yeah,
album, which
I
I
do.
wasn't expecting.
It
was
like
such
it
a
better
surprise
than
for me.
like the last one. No offense, Chester, love you, but like I do like it better than the last one.
Again, like I was just thinking, when I heard they were coming back, I was really worried they were gonna do more poppy stuff. No, this is like they brought back like the new metal.
Yeah,
They went back to their roots,
They went back to-
but it
you
still
can-
sounds
you
like
just hear it,
Linkin
too.
Park today. It doesn't sound like it was. This doesn't sound like Hybrid Theory. This doesn't sound like Meteora. It's this, but it has the
It
same
sounds
like
like
vibe.
Linkin Park, but Linkin Park in 2024.
Exactly, and that's what's super cool.
So
Which is a
if-
really impressive thing for a band to do.
Yeah, as I said, like bands decades into their career putting out music. Just be thankful they're putting out music, one, and that it's like it's good too.
Exactly, like this is good music. Like I'm hyped for the next record they do with
Yeah,
it.
dude.
I'm
that's what
actually
saying,
like
if
hyped
you keep
for
this
that.
formula and don't make like an hour and a half long record.
If you make another 30, 40 minute
Yeah.
album that also has your rock elements in it,
Yeah, like
dude, I'm there for it.
exactly. So like
I'm-
we are
maybe
certified new Linkin Park enjoyers.
Yes, Emily, we like you.
We do. In the
We
band.
think you're a good vocalist. Yeah.
Yeah, you are a great vocalist.
We think you can scream.
Yeah.
You have the
better-
distortion.
higher than I can, and when that in that type of way. So
Well, because she's a woman and you're a man.
Well,
That's why.
sexism,
That's why.
I knew he was going to say it at some point.
Look-
You're just assuming that.
Listen, we're a little base on this podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Just a tad. So if any of you furry creatures out there watch this,
We listen to Metallica and beat women. In game.
Oh.
In game.
Yeah,
In game.
that's right. We're not.
Because we were playing GTA, which takes place down the road from Agora Hills.
Dude, it's getting a little
Anyway,
hot out here.
it is getting really hot from all these lights and stuff. But that
That
sums up.
That concludes
our deep dive.
Our deep dive. So, overall, I'd say, as I said, we didn't give anything like.
We need to calculate.
Oh yeah, we do. While he is calculating,
Yeah, you talk while I
if
calculate.
anybody, if you assuming you watch this and enjoy it, we really appreciate you sitting through all this. And you're probably gonna cut some of this out. I already know who he is, but nonetheless, we appreciate you listening to this. And if you have any suggestions for other artists to do deep dives on, I know who I want to do next. Please leave it in your comments below. Don't worry if there's some like random band we don't know. As long as it's metal and it isn't sucks, we will listen to it and go through. But yes, thank y'all. We appreciate you listening. It means the world to us. I'm sure this is gonna go on YouTube too, right? So yeah, subscribe and like if you want. We appreciate it. We love doing this. And we hope you enjoyed it too. If you have any suggestions though, please. I'm sure Luke will post links to both of our separate YouTube channels or projects or whatever else we have. Maybe he won't. Either way.
Yeah, I'm gonna link. Okay, so yeah, now that I'm conscious again. So yeah,
he was,
I will leave because I know I have a couple channels. I know you have a
my
channel,
priceless
right?
Advice, yeah.
Priceless Advice. They're gonna be linked in the description, so go check out all of our other stuff. Yeah. Other than that, thank you for watching. This was so much fun. I loved listening to Linkin Park again because again they're the band that got me into music. So I've Linkin Park to thank for so much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I don't know. I love going back through the old
Oh,
Linkin
yeah,
Park. I
it's-
remember because it'd been a minute since I actually listened to Hybrid Theory, Meteora front to back, and I still knew all the words to those songs.
Yep.
From back when I was, and it also brought me back to when I was 14 listening to this album.
Yep.
Those albums, it's just, I was like, man, I remember the good old days when,
Exactly, just that nostalgic.
when
feeling.
we first became friends too.
Dude, I know, right?
Was when we were new,
Yep.
getting into
We
Linkin Park.
sat
I
on the
remember
fence
showing.
and joked about drugs and stuff, and listen to Ride the Lightning by Metallica.
And we're like,
"Ooh,
dude,
this is so
check out this
heavy."
cool new band I just discovered.
I know, right?
Or showing people giving up for the first time, just seeing
Yeah,
it in
I know,
action.
I know, right?
Hey, check this part out. I think Linkin Park was the first band where I started going, yo, check this part out. To
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Yep.
But yeah, so I put all the calculations together, and mathematically, Linkin Park has a rating of 6.9. Nice. Nice. Which,
We love that,
we love it. Which is the thing.
brother.
Do we want to have our mathematical rating then a personal rating?
Yeah.
Okay, so mathematically,
Actually, 6 point down rounded is 7.
we're not rounding.
I know.
Okay. So mathematically, Linkin Park has a rating of 6.9. Honestly,
Are we talking about ratings? Like, how are we rating this? Just as far as like,
let's
just in general.
let's
like,
just
metal
agree.
bands?
Let's just agree on like an just like an objective, just like Linkin Park, what we think how we would rate Linkin
from
Park.
their entire discography, like how
Entire
they
discography,
Okay.
knowing everything we do, for all that we listened, just objectively, not for the band, just for being a band. I think they've sucked enough. There's enough.
I know
things
about
that
rating
suck.
in my head. I just don't know if you're gonna be mad at it or not. It's not bad.
Here's the thing. Even though Linkin Park is probably one of my favorite bands, probably 100% my most influential band,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of stuff I really love about Linkin Park. There's enough sucky things they've done to where I would probably only rate them like an 8.
I was gonna say 8.5, but we'll settle. 8 is fine.
Let's do 8.
8.
So
That's fair. That's solid. And yeah, I would agree with that.
yeah, I think in total, if it's just a
Next time we do this, we have to like say our rating at the exact same time, like 3, 2, 1, and then say it.
Yes.
And then like
okay.
we could do that right now, and you can cut that part out. Actually, no.
No, let's keep this raw.
Raw dog this stuff.
Yeah. Pause.
Ugh.
So yeah, I think
Sorry, Mom.
6.9, 8. That's what Linkin Park gets rated.
Yep.
And
Enjoyable band that I love and will always love and listen to. So.
yeah, this is a band that will always have a special place in my heart, especially those first
Right
couple
here.
records.
Yep.
Right here. I'm still
We
sore from
salute
chest
you.
day.
We give our hearts to you, Linkin Park.
But yeah, so now with that, me and Price, we're going to leave beautiful Agora Hills, and we're going to
I
go...
gotta travel back to my house to fix...
Actually, we're not. We're going to travel to a different city for the bands we're going to talk about in our next episode. So, we'll catch you then. So goodbye. We still don't know what name we've decided at this point.
Yep.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening, for watching.
Yep, we love y'all. Thank you. God bless. Stay safe.
And Godspeed.
And Godspeed, brother.
All right. Toodles!